Hi, Sunil and the team at Magic AI. My name is Judy. I studied multimedia and design during my undergrad, where I did quite a bit of 3D animation and I worked with motion capture and did programming to create games and videos. So, actually, one of the things that I found really interesting was that Magic AI was utilizing this motion capture technology to track people's motion as they were exercising. So, yeah, that was very interesting. Right out of college, I actually worked as a front-end developer. I worked very closely with designers and to create the pixel perfect interactive experiences as people shopped online. I also have three startup experiences with one which is my very own. And so I'm very familiar with having to wear multiple hats um, in a company and being very hands-on with everything and owning that process where I take leadership to drive the design process and collaborating very closely with engineering, with product owners and stakeholders. In my most recent role at a financial tech startup, I took features from ideation to production, and I established a design system with the product that we were building with the engineers, and also created a tokenization so that the design team and the engineers and the entire sphere and including stakeholders knew exactly what we were talking about, so we were speaking the same language. Jumping straight into one of the screens that I worked on very recently, for context, this is a financial banking application. The screen that you're looking at is the progress of a transfer from this account. So one thing to note is that this is a joint account, meaning that when a transfer is being made or being created, all the account holders will receive a push notification on their mobile application to say, hey, so and so wants to send this money. And so then you get to sort of approve or reject that transaction. I just want to share a few things that we've been able to make with some of the design changes to further provide clarity to the user during this stage where they are transferring money. So one of the things is here, this green symbol of color. It used to be blue, but we've decided to use the color green because of after receiving some feedback from during the user testing and considering also Jacob's law, which is saying that most users actually spend their time on other interfaces, and so they're used to or prefer that your application also works the same way. Um, at the end of the day, we want to simplify the learning process for the user, and we also want to make sure that what they're interacting with is is similar to their physical world. So green is already a quite an established color for meanings of success and go. So we wanted to keep that instead of the blue. We've also added this check mark here to indicate that another just a small detail of information of confirmation, um, as opposed to just having the circle green around just wasn't clear enough that that meant that they have approved this transaction. Lastly, there is a small little feature that we added here where you can see this one. His ring is gray, is something that is more neutral, meaning that he hasn't approved or rejected this transaction. So the user can actually here click on this nudge little button and feel engaged. One of the things, it's not just about adding this sort of little interaction. But we actually saw some when we saw the map of user interaction that came back from this page, is that people were clicking very they were just clicking everywhere here, and we felt that the user was actually feeling impatient, and so to help with that, we've added this sort of feature, and it keeps the user engaged, feel like they're in control of the process. The second section here that you're looking at is the amount that's being transferred. So 600 pounds going to Jimmy. And this last bit, you will see that there are 9 votes needed in order for this transaction to go through, and only 7 of them has been met. We've also added this very big visual cue here to sort of indicate that progress at 77%. So this is a very interactive, engaging piece where it will move as the progress goes on. One thing I do want to mention is that I applied the law of proximity here. So we want to make sure we're grouping information that is related to each other together to help just to help the user identify what's going on and to be able to digest that information very quickly. So that is the reason why we put these 2 visual cues together, because they are very much related information that should be consumed together. So yeah, I just want to thank you very much for your time. I hope I get to meet you in person and be able to tell you more about my experiences and why I want to work at Magic AI. I hope to hear from you. Thank you.